This is Bob from Rosewood Music. One final word on this SX series vintage custom handmade Chinese guitar I just got in. You know, I was trying to put EMGs in it, and EMGs are a problem to fit into tellies for those of you who've done it. But you definitely could have put pickups in this. If I wanted to continue working with this thing, I could have put something in here. Like I could have taken a vintage Seymour Duncan telly. That fits right in. Okay, but the bigger ones, like the vintage stack for telly, does not fit. The EMGs do not fit. So these are smaller holes, and whether it's a classic vibe or American standard, if you've got this modern bridge, it's not going to fit. Now the ashtray bridges, you know what I'm talking about, the old vintage ones, they're bigger. They'll fit all these pickups. So it seems to me it's almost better to go buy something with an ashtray, and then you can always go backwards and put a Goda replacement to make it modern. Although again, if you got super duper pickups, they're not going to fit. You're going to be grinding this thing open. But so yeah, I could have wired pickups. I could have wired a switch and just 2 pots and a jack, hand wired it and all that. But I really wanted to get the EMGs in there, and this was providing really a lot of different things I didn't like. And not only that, I just don't really love the guitar. You can't stand the color. The other thing I didn't mention was, if you look at this nut, it's just too big. I mean, fine-tuning a nut to where it has to be is tedious work. It's hand work, and they're not doing it in these factories, definitely. Fenders, on the other hand, don't come in this bad. Basically, there's just too much nut there. It's too high, so the strings are riding high off the neck. That's going to make the first 3 frets, where most beginners play, just play terrible. So what has to happen is you have to file away this top, because there's too much. You don't want the string sunk way down. You're going to have to back file it to give a back edge, and then you're going to have to take nut files. I've got a couple $100 worth of nut files. They're expensive. If you think you're going to be working on guitars for a long time, they're well worth the money. But you got to get, you get a file. It's 12 thousandths, 14 thousandths, 24 thousandths. It has to be very, very small, and you have to back cut the nut. And then when setting the depth, I actually use metal feeler gauges because I don't want to go too low. I mean, a tech has to do it if you don't have the tools. There's a good guy in Findlay here, George, at the Guitar Ranch. He's really good, but like I said, if it's tedious for you, it's tedious for him. He's going to have to get 30 to 50 bucks to do that. So if you want to play with a proper nut, you got to add that expense onto these too. I think I'm going to sell them. I'm going to sell the neck and the body ridiculously cheap. I just wanted to see what they were about, and I think the bridge bummed me out the most, having the angled string through holes. You know, not only are they not in a line, they're offset, but they're also going down at an angle. It's just more than I want to deal with. So yeah, that's the SX series vintage. I'm probably going to sell the neck for 40 and the body for 30, something like that. They say this body's older, but I'll tell you, it's just, I can't tell. But it doesn't look the same, and it almost looks like there's seams here. Now they could be router seams. Maybe it is plies of alder. It's hard to say. Neither this or the classic vibe woods, I would not say they're very hard woods. I can ream through a classic vibe hole just with the twist of my wrist. I mean, the wood just falls apart. But they are nice and light. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that. You get one of these, be prepared to have a tech fine-tune your nut. He's probably going to have to remove some and then cut the grooves properly. And then remember, these contemporary openings won't fit a lot of pickups. They won't fit these overwound. I mean, look how much pickup is on there. There's like 2 coils compared to this. It's real skinny in the middle. This is more of a vintage. So yeah, you could put antiquities on here all day long. Well, if you need Goda bridges, if you need ashtray bridges, relic bridges, if you need tuning keys, I always have some good used necks. I've got a good Mexican Fender neck. I have Bigsby's for tellies, Floyd Roses for Ibanez and Kramer or Fenders or whatever. And I've got a pretty good selection of single coils, but I'll be getting more in. If you need parts or switches, just let me know. EMGs also. I'm not allowed to advertise the price of EMGs online, but if you write to me, we can set something up. I'm selling them at a very, very reasonable price right now. Well, good luck with your Tele project. This one just kind of turned out to be not much fun at all, but it's all right. It's Sunday. The Red Sox won. I'm relaxed. I went to church, got a perspective on life. I'll be back Monday. This is Bob from Rosewood Music.